Hello everyone, welcome back to another trek through the dungeon. A few updates. So, this last week I did quite a bit of crawl on the online server. I think I did 2 Minotaurs for the tournament and got about 18 hours or so of playtime. 18 is too much. It's probably more like 12 hours of playtime between the two of them. The first one died because of lag and interface issues that made my good decisions stupid decisions, because when you hit a key 3 times and then, it responds to them in out of order, it kind of becomes irritating. However, I will say that the crawl.s-z server does have very, very, very much improved web tiles lag compared to the previous server, CAO server that I used to use. So, definitely will look into web tiles again in the future. Also, for all of you who turned out to watch me play a couple days ago and watch me get my win on the web tile server, thank you so much. You all made my day. Special shout out to Vengeful Carrot, and I don't remember your name because everyone kept calling you FF after a point. And just everybody in general. It's always fun to have people show up and hang like that. Yes, so for today, I've decided I'm probably going to finish my Shinegami run because there's no point leaving it hanging any longer. So let's go ahead and load him up. For those of you who, well, I guess to me it feels like it's been ages because I've done so much in between, but honestly, if you're watching the videos in sequence, it's just the next video, so whatever. But basically this was an endgame run that was started off standing over the orb with none of the post-endgame runes, just the first 5, so Abyss, Slime, and then the Lair runes and Vault rune. And then from there we went on to achieve all 15 runes together. As you can see, all 15 runes, and he's got a fairly good set of stuffs and things. He's a spam casting dragon user. That's his modus operandi for much of what he does. With fairly good resist and a fairly good weapon and armor set and everything, and it's just dandy. I don't know if we get any benefit. Yeah, we don't get benefit from Rings of Regen, otherwise the Spring of Heresy would just be the most fantastic thing in the game. But since we can't use teleport control anymore, I'm not even sure why that's selected. Let's just go ahead and, for the final Orb Run, I will probably be... Yes, I'll probably be using this, and I'm using the Sword of the Tormentor, which is another RFF sword. I could probably drop that for an RC if we have an RC sword. We don't, and the strength on this sword is probably going to help carrying the orb physically as well. Let's go ahead and burn a bunch of our remaining potions and the like, because at this point in the game they're no longer necessary. I have several charges of the healing wand, so bring myself back to full. Any recharge scrolls? None. Okay, I remember they were a precious commodity. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and complete the Orb Run, and I believe this is not going to be the first time I've done this on recording, so y'all are probably familiar with it, even if you've only ever seen my videos. The concept is, once you pick up the orb, it weighs a ton. Also, constantly, you're gonna be subject to creatures turning up almost at random. There's a Soul Eater that was spawned in response to the orb being here. Normally I do a random teleport or two to try to get closer to the exit of Zot 5, but here I'm way too powerful to be concerned about it, so I'll just walk out. We've got a problem here. So I changed the font settings a little bit and the window size to try and make it more easy to follow and read. It has had the unfortunate side effect that when I've identified all of the hells, the font is too big to display the entire menu correctly. Let's just go ahead and get some dragons in play, shall we? And where's the exit exactly? There? Okay. And we'll just dig our way out. So yeah, this is, I anticipate, going to be a very short video, and hopefully not because of a Zot splat or whatever, because that would be unfortunate. And then we'll just make this win official, and we can move on to doing other projects, which I have several in mind. Alright, off we go. And yeah, at this point in the game, hatches no longer need to be preserved for any reason, so go nuts with them. There's literally no situation in which a hatch will ever be useful if you don't use it on your way up. Now, my understanding is it is possible to be cast into the abyss while you are running away with the orb. If that's true, that's one of the most hideous possible fates I can imagine, because not only will you have the abyss's warped sense of humor in terms of all of the stuff it does to you, but you also have to deal with the orb summons, which are, at the best of times, not fun to deal with. Although, admittedly, right now, I've not actually seen anything except, 1 or 2 minor enemies being spawned. I have 3 Quicksilver Dragons following me. That's just fantastic. Kill them. Not even gonna bother anything else. Alright, out we go. Let's go ahead and make sure I have all the buffs I can on as well, so Fly Swift. That should last me a while. Part of the reason I haven't been using the buffs is that I didn't want to outrun my dragons. But there's really no good... I mean, if I'm micromanaging, I can of course have dragons and buffs. And oh, wouldn't you know it, there's a fiend. I don't have Control Blink. I do have Fly Swift, though. And I'm not scared of him directly, so let's just walk and... Okay, maybe I should have been more scared of him. Teleport. Okay. And now head for a different nearest exit, which is that way, and we don't have any blood. I should really have gotten blood before I started the Orb Run. That was a big mistake on my part. Self-heal. I'm not going to heal to max because, again, that just means that Torment will deal more damage if/when I eventually... Oh, wait, I'm immune to Torment, aren't I? Awesome. Okay, then I suppose I have less fear of that being a thing. Run away. Let's go ahead and haste myself as well, so that I really am faster than everything else. And where's the escape that I was looking for? There it is. Okay, just go. Dragons. With the code of the dragon. I'm out of mana. When did that happen? There we go. Mana back. Okay, we're on the 7th floor. It's looking like this is, in fact, going to be a win. Not that I was ever in any real doubt of that, but yeah. Alrighty, next floor up. Seems good. Go kill him. We're just gonna go ahead and walk away from that guy. I think that we're far enough away that we can possibly even, ignore the fight entirely. It's not that I can't kill a Pandemonium Lord, it's just that this is the Orb Run. There's no guarantees what gets summoned and when. I have before been fighting a Pandemonium Lord, killed it, only to have 2 appear right after. So, there's really no good reason to fight a pitch battle unless you're just trying to show off or have a special objective in mind. In-game, no benefit. Alright, and that's that. That's the way out. Bail. Are you sure you want to win? No. No. Yes. You have escaped. Alrighty, and there we go. It's a list of items. This is version 0.9, so they still display gold value for items when you win. I did not notice them doing that on web tiles for version 0.111 when I won the game on my second try. Yeah, Scepter of Asmodeus is an extremely valuable item. It always is. I didn't realize just how powerful this Wormbane was. It's named unique. I didn't realize how valuable it was considered. 1,400 gold. Wow. This one I knew was good the moment I picked it up, and I never would have considered anything, to be as good as this RFF plus weapon with strength plus 4. Are you kidding me? That's fantastic. But that's the win. And because it's a 15 rune win, it's going to be one of my most valuable wins ever. Shinegami will join Ultima, who was my first 15 rune win in the tops. Omega will most likely not do as well, seeing as how Omega is not level 27 so much as a post-endgame farming character, and therefore with the turn count. The more higher your turn count is, the lower your score is. In fact, Ultima's turn count is probably significantly lower than my Vampire, since Shinigami had to keep running all the way back to Orc Mines and back every now and then to get a little bit of blood. So there's a good chance that that's the core of why Ultima has such a significantly better score, much lower turn count. But I'm not much of a play for score player yet. For me, just winning the game is still quite a significant achievement. I have about 10 wins now, all told. 6 that you see here, 1 on web crawl, that's 7, 1 on version 0.11, that's a total of 8, and Omega is, I consider a win, even though he hasn't won the game. I consider him a win. Anybody who can get to floor 20 of a ziggurat and get as many runes as he has and do as much damage as he has is obviously, endgame potential. It's just a matter of deciding when you actually want to just scum the deal and win it. So yeah, I'm getting pretty close to the double-digit wins at this point. I feel like I'm missing one that I haven't remembered to count. I know I had a level 27 Zot Splat with Vibrio as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm probably going to, at this point, there's a couple of different pathways. First, as you may have noticed from this name, Orc Jesus, I am considering the possibility of doing a Hill Orc Priest of Baal run. It would be a just for fun style series, since I am of the opinion that Hill Orcs are strictly inferior to summoners in the post-endgame. In the endgame. But up until the end of Lair, I feel like Hill Orcs are a lot of fun to do. I feel like their power is they have the requisite power to do it. So if I did a Hill Orc, the goal would be to conquer the Orcish mines and the Lair. And if I feel really, really good about myself, maybe I'll try and take a rune with them as well. Obviously, I can continue working on Omega on my own time. I do not intend to make this a standard series because, well, it's very boring. Notice his turn count is 229,000, time played 23 hours, and much of this time has been spent pandemony surfing. He hasn't even gone into the hells or anything, because there would be no point. Actually, do I even have the Abyssal Rune? I don't even have the Abyssal Rune. Wow, yeah, so obviously a lot of stuff he needs to do. And that's kind of the point of this character, too, is just to become ridiculously powerful. I mean, AC 53 until I put on my AC ring in favor of not wearing teleport control. Like, in any real combat situation, I'd have a 61 AC, 31 EV. Maxed out half the key skills. I have reliable casting on Firestorm and on Ice Storm simultaneously. Opposite elements, and it doesn't matter. Oh, and Necromutation naturally is excellent. So, and Summon Dragon, So, yeah, all I need now is Shatter, and I'll feel like a boss. So, that's not a character I intend to spend a whole lot of time doing video runs of. Just next time I make a Ziggurat run, probably I'll bring him out again, and if he dies, he dies, and fuck him. He'll still be counted as a win as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so those are the two of the threads I have running right now. One that y'all aren't familiar with, and I'm happy to explain since this was such a short video, and I kind of want to, I guess padding would be the best word, wouldn't it? I do have a separate install of version 0.11 now, which, it's cut off on the edges on this recording. Oh well, I'll deal. It's not a big deal. Let's let it actually finish loading. But yeah, I do have a separate install, and I do like keeping the two installs separate. And thus far, I've only done a little bit of messing with it, and so far I've had a good time. One of note, I tried for the very first time ever a stabber build, where I used Mephitic Cloud on a Spriggan with a very good knife. And on my very first attempt, he's level 19 and not dead. I had separate attempts after that where I attempted similar ideas, well, Avada Kedavra didn't do terribly well for himself in the end. I ran a Spriggan Enchanter later on since I know that's supposed to be the standard, but you know what? Fuck them. They're terrible. And these level 4 and level 2 failures I don't even count. I mean, that's too low to even be considered as a thing. But I'm of the opinion that based on my knowledge that I've gained by being a stabber with Mephitic Cloud as a base, I need to redo my How to Start a Spriggan Wizard videos, or at least come out with a new set, because I've learned a lot since then, and there's a lot of tips and tricks and systematic changes to the beginning of the gameplay that I'd like to run over, but that would be more of a aimed at beginners series than anything else. I do have the Dungeon Sprint, except not Dungeon Sprint, the Rapid Run character Gareth Den, so you see I have a lot of different irons in the fire running for this game. I'm thinking I would like to do a video series centered on. Well, I can actually just show you. Being a member of Ashinzari's faith means you get a whole bunch of extra pluses to everything, which makes it kind of hard to tell what I'm focusing just at a glance. But basically, if you look hexes, charms, spellcasting conjurations just enough so that you can do some level 4 stuff, because that's always a helpful backup. But really, fighting short blades up till a certain point, and then you don't need it anymore. Stabbing non-stop. I don't even know why I have stabbing turned off right now, honestly. But yeah, 23 and going up from there. Stabbing, stealth, dodging. Spriggans have +4 to all 3. Spriggans are like natural-made stabbers. Throw in Ashinzari, and it's just psycho what they can do. In terms of spell list, I have picked up a bunch of cool stuff, including Metabolic Inglatiation, Mass Confusion, and Mephitic Cloud, all of which I can cast fairly regular. Oh, and Ensorcelled Hibernation. Should go without saying. And a Secunderance with Blink, and this is a character who got a really cool pair of rings. One that evokes random teleports, but can be evoked for the same reason. A cost random can be evoked for the same reason, with Slayage +4, 2 levels of resist cold and resist poison. This was a very expensive ring, and it was totally worth it. Then I eventually found Ring of Teleport Control. Did I mention that this combo has mutated me terribly over time? Int -3, occasional berserkerness, shouting, teleportitis, and magical capacity being low. All of which is fine, because with the Ring of Teleport Control, all that means is every 10 to 20 turns I get a random extra teleport. This is a character I'm going to finish playing on my own probably and not do a whole lot of recording on, because I've gotten so far without sharing anything. I mean, he's already picked up a rune, and I think he's already itching at the vaults. Yeah, he's already itching at the vaults. How low has he gotten into the vaults? Oh, he's in the bottom floor of the vaults. Wow, okay. Not sure what went wrong there, but apparently he's gotten farther than I thought he had. Probably needs to build up his fighting skill more so that he can survive the Vault Guard's initial assault a little bit better. But yeah, so this is a solid character doing solid on my first attempt at that build, that class, that god, everything. So I'm definitely thinking it's worth looking into more for a future video. And lastly, I'm always happy to hear more ideas and more suggestions for things to throw some time at. So that's where I stand with Dungeon Crawl right now. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and Shinegami has ascended, so hooray, hooray, victory today. Peace out. I will talk to you all. See you all next time.